the Quinton Dunbar and James. I do not understand your handwriting. Darrell Bater.
DeAndre Baker.
Okay,
That
him
wasn't
and
close at all.
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna show you how James fucking writes. What does that say?
DeAndre Baker.
Yeah, right. That is not. I see the D.
I see Darlene Baby.
One, you got glasses, so you can't see. So fuck you. And two, you can't read, so fuck you too. Okay.
You can't speak English. What do you mean you can't read?
I can read. You just can't. You can't write it.
You
Anyway,
can also add
Whatever.
another name.
I could have written it better. All right.
We'll break this down and we can add another name to that list. Cody Latimer.
Yeah, he's on there. I didn't put him on there. I just texted it, but
It just happened this morning.
Yeah. Oh god.
so what happened with these two?
So Quinton Dunbar, Washington Redskin, I've talked about him here on this podcast. Also on another podcast I do called District Divided, which you can listen to and find on Spotify.
Fam.
Thank you.
I was just fucking with you.
All right. So, damn, James, take that hat off. What's that hairline doing?
Do you want to compare?
That motherfucker's in his room, in his house doing the Carlos Boozer and shit. All right. Okay. Okay.
Are we comparing?
No, this is not the time or the
I got
place.
shoe polish on my head. So,
Are we comparing?
hey, there's enough testosterone running through this body. You can see this fucking beard. Don't pay attention to my man tits, but the beard, yeah, testosterone's here, baby. All right. So, DeAndre Baker and Quinton Dunbar, two defensive backs, one for the New York Giants, the other being a Redskins cornerback that just got traded to Seattle. So these two guys apparently the other night, this is all just allegedly, the other night were playing poker or something, and they lost $70,000. So after losing $70,000, they invite a bunch of people over to a house or some shit, and then apparently DeAndre Baker robbed these people at gunpoint. And, Quinton Dunbar helped take stuff off of them, and then from there they threw everything into a couple cars. Apparently the cars were like perfectly set to get away, and they drove off. So there was warrants out for the arrest of both gentlemen. Now, come to find out, Quinton Dunbar's lawyer is now saying that he has 5 signed affidavits from members at the party saying that his client had nothing to do with it, which to me just sounds like
Right.
But it ain't good.
That's a hush money.
An affidavit, that's under oath.
Yeah, and I'm sure no one's ever lied under oath when they've had an affidavit.
I'm American.
And $100,000 in their account that's willing to risk it all. So,
hey, look, I'm an American.
Right, you're my lawyer, and we talk about how we're going to lie. No, I'm joking.
Which time?
Okay. So this is all bad. Dunbar I think he turned himself in this morning. Baker, I think I don't know if he turned himself in. I know they were looking for him. What was crazy, Quinton Dunbar did an interview with a bunch of Seattle media hours after this thing had happened, and he looked so normal. And the reporters are like, "Wow, this guy like has it all together. Like he's really
guilty,
great."
bro. Guilty.
It's just like, whoa! It's completely out of it. But the big winner in all of this, the Washington Redskins got a 5th round draft pick for Quinton Dunbar.
Yeah, in case he's suspended and can't play.
Why would they? I don't understand it. Why would they like steal from people?
You lost $70,000 in a night of poker. You get desperate. Which to me it also speaks to why Dunbar wanted a new contract in DC so goddamn much. He probably got a family.
Oh, he's got some. Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, look at fucking Dana White. That's why he's pushing UFC so much because he needs to go gamble. Poor guy.
Bring it full circle to Jordan. When Jordan talked about his gambling in the Last Dance documentary, it makes the point, like all gamblers do, to talk about how it doesn't impact his life. Kind of like how Ryan talks about alcohol. So when they talk about
I know how it impacts my life.
When they talk about how, look, I'm not homeless, I can take care of my family, I still go to work. All sounds like Ryan, right? then I don't have a problem with gambling. But if you are begging for new contracts and then robbing people at gunpoint, you might have a problem, sir. You might just have a problem.
Yeah, that's not cool.
But
it's fucking stupid, honestly.
The last guy is Cody Latimer, who's a wide receiver with the Red. This is where the Redskins might lose. Is the wide receiver that we just signed in March, who was in Denver before. He got an arrest warrant out today. Or no, he got arrested last night, and they're charging him with a bunch of different stuff. I forget it was like some weapon charge. Apparently, a gun was fired in an apartment, all kind of stuff. But I did hear there was a report that the lawyer said that when the full story comes out, it's going to be the biggest story in all the sports because it's the most salacious story you've ever heard.
All right, he was arrested on second-degree assault, menacing, illegal discharge of a firearm, prohibited use of a weapon, and reckless endangerment. He was held and then, I believe, released on a $25,000 PR bond.
What the lawyer's saying, as far as like when all the details come out, as far as what happened, they're the most salacious things. I don't necessarily know if I've heard a lawyer try to hype up the salaciousness of something compared to saying that like, oh wow, this is completely taken out of context, it's overblown and everything. But this lawyer's like, hey, TMZ, get ready for all the crazy shit that you're about to hear from this stuff. Which probably is going to be a disappointment, but I'm looking forward to seeing whatever happens.
I mean, with all the shit we've seen
crazy.
recently, I wouldn't be surprised.
But that's the thing, is like when you first hear this stuff, I mean, Earl Thomas is, I guess, a little different. Although, when we first heard about the Earl Thomas things, like if you were on Twitter, everybody's initial thought was, oh, fuck, what did he do? Right? And then you had the report that Baltimore was looking at seeing how it is they could get out of this contract without having to pay the money, this, that, the other. But then when the full story comes out, holy shit. Maybe you're an adulterous asshole, but still, you deserve to have a gun pulled on you.
Is it funny that all three of these players are or were Giants and Redskins? Baker was a Giant. Latimer was a.
He's looking at Baker. He's not talking about Earl Thomas.
Oh,
I'm not talking about Earl Thomas. Baker was a Giant. Latimer was a Giant. Became a Redskin, and now Quinton Dunbar was a Redskin. And
if you want to know how principled I am, going back to when I first heard about the Earl Thomas thing, when I heard that Baltimore was looking into how to get out of his contract, my initial thought was, "Goddamn, Redskins got cap space. I don't give a fuck what he did. We need another safety."
I feel like all teams think that way.
Thomas and Landon Collins together.
All teams think that way, though. Like all fan bases think that way.
Yeah, of course. But that's where. Then when I heard that it was like, oh man, nah, his crazy ass wife did that shit. I'm like, please, Baltimore, still cut him. Like that's just where it was.
He'll be out there gunning for people.
Wow.
I'm not reacting to your shit anymore. Wow, I just reacted. Yeah.
Saying you're not gonna react, that's a reaction.
I was laughing at myself. That checks out with my ego.
I like it. I like
it.
My false confidence to boost my self-esteem.
All right, well, thank God you have your life together, right?
I'm so glad this started with that.
Popping pills, baby. Popping pills.
All right, boys.